What is obedience training? What's the difference between obedience training and a dog that does not listen in distractions? Well, I get this a lot. During the course of the years of training, I get a lot of phone calls, and it goes 99% of the time when they're looking for professional training. They say, my dog is great at home. If I have food and there's no distractions, my dog listens. But when I go outside, he's a completely different dog. He doesn't listen to me. He's so stubborn. And now I have to take a step back and say, no, it's not that your dog is stubborn. Through your lifestyle and the way that you're training the dog, you taught your dog not to listen to you when there's sufficient distractions. That's the opposite of obedience training. So, for example, if I'm training my dog sit, my dog must sit on the carpet, must sit on the hardwood floor, must sit on tile. If I live in an apartment building, he must sit outside in the hallway. He has to sit in the elevator, he has to sit on grass, he has to sit on the dirt, he has to sit on the sidewalk, he has to sit on the asphalt, he has to sit when we go to the beach on the sand. I'm showing my dog many different pictures of the behavior of sit. That's what we call environmental training, where we're taking our dog out into the world and we're showing him many different pictures of the same command. And a lot of the times owners, they skip out on this, they don't do it. So they'll do it in the house, and then when there's sufficient amount of distractions, the dog has a different interpretation on how to behave in the environment. And that's what frustrates a lot of people, and they call me and they say, my dog is stubborn. But in actuality, it's you train your dog into a trick. Not a trick like give me paw and things like that, but a trick as in you don't have to do sit when there's sufficient amount of distractions. That's the opposite of obedience training. Obedience training is I say you must do in sufficient amount of distractions. Just like I said earlier, you must sit on the grass, you must sit on the dirt, you must sit when there's a skateboarder going by, you must sit when another dog is going by, you must sit when a cat is going by. This is environmental training. You need deep practice in doing this in order to get your obedience that you want. If you never teach your dog this, then you're pretty much training tricks, and you're going to get frustrated because when there's sufficient amount of distractions, your dog is not going to listen to you. So the way that I learned from Michael and Bart Bellin, named Popo, is that we need to do environmental training. We need to take the dog outside, and the dog needs to learn in many different scenarios what the word sit, down, recall, healing means. You must heal when there is, like I said, a cat, a bird, a squirrel. You need to stay on your task. Now, there needs to be a love for the behavior. And that's what we're building with the obedience. The dog finds an advantage and wants to concentrate. When you say sit, he's going to sit no matter what, because he finds it high value and he wants the reward that's going to come, and he does it with heart and soul, meaning that you're going to increase your dog's concentration. So for the food is money for the dog. So in dog training, we don't have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The dog gets paid the money, the food, throughout the day if he's listening and holding his commands. That's how you're going to increase your dog's concentration. And maybe I should make a video about existential food and how we work in existential food. Because it's not about, oh, Robert, my dog loves treats, he always eats. That's not a problem. That's not what obedience is. Your dog has to be able to eat food under pressure when you're doing environmental training. If the dog is pressured to do commands and the dog refuses to eat the food, a dog that doesn't eat food outside is going to give you behavior problems, and that's not obedience. So that's what we're working on. How to train the dog to find his advantage, how to love the behavior so that he will want to do the behavior in sufficient distractions to receive his existential food. That is what obedience is.